Good evening, guys. Well, good evening from Ireland, anyway. Well rested after a nice break where my adult children tried to kill me, throw me on different how would you say adventures. I think they know I'm well insured, but good crack all the same. Back at the charts now. Let's have a look at Spy. A lot of doomer and gloomers this week because of the pullback, but I think it's healthy. Couple of days pullback is good for everybody. Spy hasn't shown any sign of reversing yet. We have our nines there last week. Still broke out, gave half back, but that's to be expected. We are actually at a bearish order block if you just look to the left here. So if it does pull back, it consolidates a bit. Still very bullish for me. The Qs pretty much the same. We're always going to struggle with this range here. Volume needs to come in. Bit of selling this week. We're at the nines as well. If it does come back in and consolidate, that's okay. Nvidia did pretty similar as well. And as we know, Nvidia and Apple are holding up this bull run. I think it's only beginning, being honest with you. I do think it needs to take a breath and challenge this area here. So that's a massive resistance area. As you can see, we're in it now. So good pullback. We've broken out here, you can see. And I pull back. I want to see it consolidate and maybe build up strength and go again. IWM still pushing on again. If like everything else, it did pull back this week, but buyers are still there. It just has such a challenge, doesn't it? Just have a look at all those bearish order blocks all the way up here. It's such a challenge to climb to former heights. But bulls are still there. They're still pushing on. Small caps, a few of them are starting to pop. We want to see a collective move. As we said about Nvidia, she pulled back this week, but that's okay. It's been on one hell of a run. Look at that since its breakout. It's absolutely colossal to all-time highs. Let's see what happens. There's our nines there, so we were expecting a consolidation. She gave us a burst flat the week before last on decent volume, but we have proper selling here. We've got people taking profit, and that's okay. And let's put a little halt on the bull run. But still very bullish on Nvidia. I just feel that it has so much more to give with its AI, with tech, with everything. I think it's just going to branch into absolutely everything and become an absolute monster. So still very bullish, but as you can see, there is a trend in range there, which if you were tight with your stops at the moment, that's where you'd probably be looking for a breakdown to get out. Okay, but still very bullish on Nvidia. Apple, same crack again. Apple, to me, there's our nines there. For anybody that's studying in the mentorship with me, you've learned about the nines, or you will if you haven't done it yet. It just gives us a peak out of a certain amount of weeks run where it can consolidate. You see where it did here. We got our nines. It consolidated for a couple of weeks, built up strength, and went again. That's a shooter. It's a proper shooter candle. It's a bearish looking candle, but I feel it could be a little trap in there for the bears if they try and attack that. We'll see, but still very bullish on Apple. Okay, to the requests, EVLO. What a beautiful week it's had. It's broken out of its consolidation range on great volume. Yeah, lovely move. Let's just have a look at it on all the charts, see what it's showing. Yeah, monthly volume last. Strange candle on the monthly last. I wouldn't be surprised if there is a split, actually. There it is there. But there was a split on this, and it is consolidated and broken out last week. Yeah, some nice volume days, stepping up volume, nice 4-hour chart. If anybody was wondering how to get in, if they missed the breakout, all you'd have to do is drop down a level. And if you look at the 4-hour chart, there's a nice inside candle there where you would have got in here and carried on up through and made $4 or $5. Nice volume, green on the month. All right, we're out of a split. What kind of split was it? 1 to 20. Okay, happy on guys are balking at that. Yeah, green month, weekly, daily, and 4-hour. Looks very bullish at the moment, but as we know in bio, anything can happen. But at the moment, she's bullish. That's all I can tell you. ZS, yeah, pretty much failed breakouts the last couple of weeks. If you look to the daily, you'll see our broadened formation that was formed quite a number of weeks ago. It's just stuck in range. It's pretty much doing nothing. You see the 4-hour pullback pretty much the last 2 days. Monthly is kind of losing steam. The volume is stepping down. It's not what we like to see. Could consolidate a little bit more. I don't see sellers coming in. I do see it buying off or selling off when it does try to hit breakout range. It does sell back down again, but could keep consolidating for a while. It's green in the month. It's green in the week. It's a chart in conflict, so to speak. The lower time frames look like a little bit short-term bearish. So probably just going to chop for a bit. ENVX had a lovely breakout, followed through a couple of weeks, and is now selling off with the market last week. Okay, not to say that it's going to come back in, but the worry is, well, I hate seeing charts starting to gap down after breaking out. Okay, it's all right to pull back, but don't show me gap downs. That's what it's done on the daily and the 4 hours, you can see. So another chart in conflict, monthly green, weekly, daily, 4-hour all red. Short-term bearish on ENVX. IONQ. Obviously, looking at distance, I have a channel marked on it. Running with all the other. Is it a car company? Is it running with Tesla and Rivian and all them? Not sure. Anyway, don't know why I was looking at, but there you see it. It's a trending range, still up. Pretty much failed breakout on the daily. You see where it broke out with good volume on the weekly, and it's just kind of chopped up. All right, it's selling off each time. Not great conviction at all. I just get rid of the drawn. The 4-hour. So again, we're charting conflict. Charting conflict. Month, week is green. Daily and 4-hour is red. It's short-term bearish. It's back into this chopping zone here. So you want to see volume come in again and show some promise here. Take us up a little bit out of this range. For those flag lovers, that's a flag. Okay. Flags are for waving at parades. So let's see what it does. But at the moment, it's a chart in conflict. It does look like it's losing steam with the buyers. APP auto parts. Auto parts sector is kicking off. There is a lot of stocks in the auto parts entering stage 2. This is not one of them, unfortunately. Don't know what happened here. That's a massive drop. Consolidation range, buyers came back in, slowly starting to pick it up again, but it's a massive drop. Whatever happened here, I do not know. Don't know the history of the chart, but you can just see how it's just chopped ever since that massive gap down. It's chopped away. Initially just needed to break out 72.92, say 73, market, put an alert at it, but it has this range to go back up. I mean, it's an immersible drop on proper volume, so it has its work cut out. But the auto parts sector is getting hot, so worth watching. ALLY financials. Why do I have this marked? Okay, it must be a monthly head. So look in the monthly there, guys. Hang on a second, I'll just enlarge it. Okay, it's in a massive mother bar here. Okay, and it is stepping up. Volume is up and down each month, but it's a massive range here to clear through for. So once it clears through that, like you can see that's a 2-2 reversal straight back down. I mean, that was a proper trade if anybody was in that over the month. It's a massive motor bar or a massive range. It needs to break here before I'd even look at the rest of the chart, being honest with you. You'll see the weekly, it has made an attempt to break out and it came back in. It has this range here. Daily is pretty choppy. A double inside day, so it'll kind of tell you this week. You can mark your entry here if you want to play the inside candle and see what it does. It might, a little bit of consolidation might push it up, but it is at the 9s as well. You can see when it hit the 9s here, it consolidated and came back down. Nothing to say it's not going to do the same here. It's not a very bullish chart for me. It's in conflict here. Your monthly screen, your weekly screen, your daily and 4-hour red. It's short-term bearish for me, but it does have a setup. It does have an opportunity here to push on through if they want. Let's see earnings. Yeah, it was surprising the earnings just probably took the steam out of it a little bit. But as I said, monthly and weekly are green, so it is definitely worth watching. GFAI. GFAI. Yes, okay. It's a nice breakout on the daily. You can see it's right down the bottom of Darvishbox on the weekly. The monthly is looking good. The monthly is showing good promise. So let's have a look at the daily. We've got 2 days of great volume. The follow through day was decent. Yes, it was Friday. It sold off a bit, but it did open up in this top week, which is a good sign. You can see where they took profit here. They took it back up again. It's now inside candle. So that's for those of you learning inside candle trades. That's a good one to watch tomorrow. Let's just mark it out. There, your entry triggers bullish and bearish. Your bullish target. Here is your bearish target. So mark that out in your 4-hour chart and watch how that plays out. And volume is decent. Volume's good the last 2 days. So you wait and see. It could be $1 trade in that tomorrow. Might just watch that myself. But as I said, it's at the bottom of the Darvishbox. But when we see volume come in, we sit up and we pay attention. Rum. Okay, I was looking at this myself. This is this chart is going to hell. But being honest with you, just look at the monthly range. It's chopped and chopped, and it's just finally giving up the ghost again. You see, I've actually looked at this for a short. It's in a descending channel now, and volume has really picked up. Friday was a horrific day. You can see why they held it here in consolidation. That they are drip feeding this back down there. They're waiting for bulls to average up, and then they're killing them. They're waiting for them to average again, and then they're killing them. Yeah, a lot of bulls averaging down on this channel, which is 100% the wrong thing to do. Volume is there. It's red on all time frames, bar the 4-hour, a little bit of life there, but broke Darvishbox. This is a proper short trade to look for. Being honest with you, if you're stuck in this now, just pay attention to the volume. There's nothing but selling in this chart at the moment. CSX. Okie dokie. Let's look at the weekly. First of all, you can see it broke out, but if we look to our left, we can see there's a previous bearish order block here where it's failing from. Broke out in average volume. If I was looking at this chart, I would have been looking here. I would have seen an attempted breakout and pull back in. Volume is good. Next day went inside candle. That wouldn't have put me off next week either. Inside candle building a bit of steam. Following week, she broke out, but the volume wasn't great. Look at the difference between the volume here and here. That's no conviction for me. I would never have taken that trade, and the subsequent weeks tells you that I've just died a death. It's come back in. Has to be proper volume on a breakout for it to work. The monthly will tell you that it broke out over the top of the previous month. And it's starting to come back in now. This could very well break the bottom of the previous monthly candle and drop under 30.97, like become a 3 candle for those who know their strat candles. Gap down on the daily. Obviously, a lot of buy orders in here that they targeted because it came back up with volume. So whoever's shorting this knows where everybody has their buy orders, where they want to average down should it happen. So this could be pummeled again next week. It really could. It's a chart in conflict. It really is. It's just a little bit of light on the lower time frames. But just have a look at the earnings. Yeah, the earnings were poor. Okay, so obviously that was the fuel for the fire. Bulls are trying to defend it, but overall, a very bearish looking stock. And that's it for this week, guys. Again, a pullback last week. You will get your FinTwit guys saying the sky is falling. They're all gone cash again. They're magicians, those guys. They know how everything happens before it happens. But yet in 3 or 4 days, if the bull really pushes on, they'll all say they've had positions in stocks for the last couple of weeks and they're making loads of money. It's all bullshit. Believe nothing. Just believe the charts. Learn what I show you. If you're in my mentorship, you're putting the jigsaw together yourself. If you're not in my mentorship and you're interested, send me a DM. I charge less than $2 a day, guys. It's a token gesture for what I show you. What I show you will last you a lifetime, and if you put the work in, it creates generational wealth. That's up to you. I can only show you what the charts say. It's up to you what you do with that information. Anybody, any other questions regarding charts I've covered? Just pop them in the chat. As I said, anybody want to join the mentorship, let me know. Just a quick word on Hepion, guys. It's filled the gap on the weekly chart. They've got all their voting and their shares, and the whole shebang seems to be all falling in place for them. Taco's back posting. And once the tacos are back posting, there's a reason. He's even tagging me and Trader Dan. It's at a gap. It's at a gap. It could, like, I mean, a couple of weeks ago, it was at a pivot machine gun area where they could have really pushed it, but obviously they weren't happy to do so. They've let it back down. This is another opportunity on a chart where I call a pivotal moment. It just looks like it could. Hang on, I just switch to it. It's a moment, guys. This is a moment where they could reverse it. They really could if they wanted. They could reverse this chart. If they don't, Trader Dan put a chart up on StockTwits there during the week, and it could very well happen that it could drop its fall out of its own arse. But there's opportunities in charts, even when you look at a chart, and this is a horrific looking chart. It really is. A candle's a candle from hell, you know. But there is opportunities where certain things are about to happen on a chart, and opportunities are there should they want to reverse it. So I have eyes on Hepion this week. I will be discussing if there's any movement in our Discord. If there is anything significant, and you want to message me about it, just please do so, or post in the chat, and we can all have a chat about it. Okay. If there is noise on StockTwits, guys, just come into the Discord and talk proper. Don't listen to the bullshit. You know. Interesting week. I have eyes for various reasons, mainly because the gap is filled. Okay. Mainly because the gap is filled. The volume has been absolutely nothing for the last 8-9 weeks. See what happens. Keep your stops tight, guys. Again, we could have a little bit of a follow-through week for pullbacks, or it could just consolidate. So don't be jumping into anything yet. Give it a day or two to open. We are at the end of the month. We are in holiday season. So just be careful. Don't give that back to the market if you don't have to. Okay. Take care. I'll talk to you guys during the week. Bye-bye.